The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says that one of its subsidiaries, the NNPC Gas Marketing, has agreed to supply 100 million standard cubic feet of gas per day to the Dangote Oil Refinery for the next 10 years. Oyeyemi Oke, a partner at AO2 Law, joins me now on this deal and the country's plan to boost oil output and recent pricing dynamics at play. Thank you so much for your time, Oyeyemi, and I'd like you to just dive in here right now and talk about the significance of this 10-year gas sale deal.
Thanks for having me, Kenneth. I think the significance of the deal emphasizes the drive towards commercialization and utilization of natural gas. As you would note, the current government has been on a significant drive towards ensuring that we have more utilization of natural gas, since it has been said that natural gas is a gas province. But the interesting thing about this deal is that the supply of natural gas to the refinery are in two aspects, right? The first aspect is for gas utilization with regards to power generation needs of the refinery, and also the other half has to do with the need of the refinery with regards to processing, perhaps with regards to processing or production of fertilizer. Now, as you may be aware, the refinery in itself has capacity to generate over 400 megawatts of electricity, and definitely it would need gas to power the engines, right? And the interesting thing about the 400 megawatt capacity is that there's also the possibility of supplying excess power to the grid. So in as much as we have a deal between both the NNPC Gas Marketing Limited and the refinery, I think the good thing is in twofold. One, the capacity to be able to increase generation, and two, the ability for the refinery to be able to produce other things from gas, such as fertilizer.
Because looking at the details here, I see that this contract also has options for renewal and also additional supply.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the nature of the contract, right, has also, again, there are two parts of the contract. You have a firm delivery of about 50 million SCOF per day, and you have another what is called interruptible quantity of 50 million SCOF. What this means essentially is that one, there is the possibility to expand capacity in terms of supply. So where you have a situation where the refinery has more needs, either as a result of expansion in power generation or expansion from a production perspective, there is some sort of accordion that would allow the parties to be able to agree on increased supply. So, which is good. What this means essentially is that the NNPCL and the subsidiary will be able to utilize natural gas, which it has, and also the refinery is able to produce things like fertilizer and hopefully contribute to electricity generation on the grid.
Yeah, because these are very interesting times for the Nigerian oil and gas space here, because we're looking at the developments that are coming in here. And more interesting is that news about the auction of 31 oil blocks in the race as Nigeria is looking to boost output for its petrol output. I'd like you to speak to that and why this is also important. And looking at previous bids put out there for oil blocks, how do you think this differs from the previous ones?
So I think maybe we start from the good to perhaps some of the areas of concern. I think the good thing is that in terms of the process, the NUPLC or the Commission has tried as much as possible to stay within timelines in terms of when the process started in May of this year. And it has projected that there would be submission of technical bids by, I think, the end of this month, 29th of this month. And I think in terms of the timetable, they are trying as much as possible to stay within timelines, which is good. In terms of what this means for us as a nation, right? If you have a situation whereby there's more significant discoveries, there is more, ultimately this will lead to more production. I think maybe what I would call the interim concern would be in the event that we decide to start producing beyond the OPEC quotas or OPEC numbers as of now. As of today, based on statistics from the NNPCL, we have produced, I think for the month of September or October, I think October, we produced about 1.8 million barrels, which is still maybe a bit shy of our production target of 2 million barrels per day. In the event that these fields or these blocks come into production over a period of time, what it means is that we will necessarily have to increase our production quota with OPEC, which typically wants to limit supply as much as possible in order to ensure that there is no flooding of the market and also prices are a bit high. In my view, this is a good problem to have. What it means is that Nigeria will be able to perhaps increase revenues and also be able to be taken as a more serious jurisdiction in Africa as a whole.
Yeah, because it's quite a lot when you look at what's playing out here, the targets here, NNPC trying to get about just above 2 million barrels per day of crude production by December, some of the targets here. But we've also seen the changes in the board management and the management of the NNPCL. We've seen a new CFO being appointed here, as well as some major other changes in terms of the roles of the executive vice presidents for upstream and downstream. What's your take on this development playing out for NNPCL?
Well, I mean, in my view, internal restructuring is not unusual for any organization. So the decision for NNPCL to carry out some restructuring definitely will be as a result of ensuring efficiency and improved performance. If you recall, I mean, I think perhaps maybe the most significant change will be the change of the CFO. And why I say this is looking at some of the financial so-called financial constraint of the NNPC, which came into public light in the